The connection for me for this specific project was that it was not just the story of a family, but it was also, in a nutshell, the story of this country.
Well, as you did with I Am Not Your Negro, about James Baldwin.
Well, exactly. It's always about how do we really know our history, and as Baldwin says, if you don't know your past, you will not able to deal with your present.
Absolutely. What did the family say when you first contacted them?
Well, they were always welcoming any help that would make their case known beyond the frontier of Carteret County. So, and Lizzie Presser, the journalist of ProPublica, who actually met them the first time, who discovered their case, she has an incredible relationship with them, and she's the one who introduced me to them. And I used the occasion of the grandmother Gertrude 95th birthday to visit them for the first time, and it was the occasion where many friends and family came from very far away for the birthday. It was a 3 days incredible anniversary celebration, and also it was an occasion for me to meet everybody, and the fact that Lizzie had already spent a lot of time, had gained their trust, it was kind of easy for me to also be accepted, and I saw through them as well. It could have been my own family, my grandmother, my uncles and aunts, and I really felt at home.
That property was so valuable, and not from a monetary standpoint, but valuable because of the history.
The first owner of the property, he was born in slavery times.
My great-grandfather died without a living will.
Before he died, he said, whatever you do, don't let the white man have my land.
Now, this story started in 1866. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, the great-grandfather was born in 1866, so he bought the land maybe in his late 20s, 30s, and the land had been in the hand of the family since then.
Well, but it almost wasn't.
Yeah, well, as that can happen, the great-grandfather lost the land for back taxes, but this story with taxes, it's an incredible tool sometimes to deprive a landowner from their own land. In some county, if you miss one payment, you might lose the whole property. In that case, it was auctioned. Thankfully, one of the brother could buy it back. So the land stayed in the family, and nobody else was able to acquire it. And since then, in the film I show at least 3 cemeteries that exist of the family. So you can see that they have been there all the time. Even the grandmother, the 95th-year-old grandmother, was born on the land, and her parents were born on the land. So you could feel when you go there, you can feel the whole history there. It's not a game, it's not a joke. It's really ancestry. It's really identity.
Well, and the family really went to bat for saving that. I mean, a distant relative sold off some of the property,
Yeah.
and it looked like they were going to lose it. Tell me about talking to Mamie and Kim.
Yes. Well, very early on, I saw them as the main characters who should tell the story. Mamie is the now the next matriarch in charge, and it's also a story of women taking the bull by the horn and keeping the family together, keeping the fight against the predator. So Mamie is an incredible woman. She's very clear-eyed, she's funny, she's fierce, and I knew that I had in her the person who should tell the story. And Kim is the niece of a different generation, and the two of them are an incredible pair of fighters, and I knew they were the center part of the whole film.
I was amazed at how calm they were with you. They really didn't show a lot of emotion
Yeah,
when they were
well,
talking to you.
I think, when you've been in this fight for decades, it started basically in the 70s, and Kim was a young girl at the time, so she grew up into that battle, and the two of them have been doing that for so long. And also, don't forget, Lizzie Presser spent a lot of time with them, so they were not intimidated by cameras or by press or by other people. On the contrary, they saw us as people who were there in solidarity, as people who would help them tell their story to a much wider audience, or in any case, an audience bigger than this little community where they are, in fact, in a weaker position, because they are fighting, like she said, they are fighting money, they are fighting power, and
racism.
And racism, that is big part of the whole story as well. So having people coming from elsewhere ready to listen to them, ready to help them tell their story to a wider audience, they were incredibly welcome.
But tell me about talking to Melvin and LaCurtis. Melvin didn't want to be photographed for a long time, right?
Well, they are two older Southern men, black men, and Melvin in particular, who is a fisherman, and he likes hunting, and both of them. LaCurtis is a brick mason. So those are very simple men. They like to hang up with their friends, with family. They have everything there on that piece of land. In fact, people came to them, because it's a welcoming community.
There's word of part of the property being sold to someone else that the family had no knowledge of.
We was getting threats. It came down and put eviction notice on LaCurtis and Melvin houses.
My Uncle Melvin told me, I need your help. If they're saying we have to sign our rights away or go to jail, I'm going to jail. It was heartbreaking to see them change.
I went in at 52 and come out at 61. They took the best years of my life.
So, and I think after that trauma, of spending almost 8 years in a jail cell, not in a prison, in a prison you have all sorts of services, you have a library, you have educational access, you have programs, you have people taking care of you.
It was heartbreaking.
No, they were in a sheriff's cell, basically a cell where they put you waiting for your trial or waiting to see a judge. So basically, and not knowing for how long, because they did not commit a crime, so it's a contempt charge. Normally you're supposed to, stay a week, a month, and the latest you can stay, the longest you can stay is maybe 90 days, where by law you are supposed to see a judge again. That did not happen in their case, because for some reason the judge decided that as long as they don't sign a paper saying that they will vacate the land and destroy their houses, they will stay in jail.
And it was 7 years and 10 months.
And 11 months and a few more days, so basically 8 years. So no, it's unheard of in the whole justice history of this country. They got more than for somebody who have killed another person. And for nothing, as both LaCurtis and Melvin say, they went to jail for nothing, for just trying to defend what belongs to them or where they have lived all their lives. So it didn't make any sense both legally and in terms of humanly.